Yeah, give it up again for Steve. It's very cool to hear. So I guess really quickly I'll give you a vision that I've had and I've been sharing with a lot of people in Utah, a lot of musicians and bands, and getting the feedback on kind of a general direction I was wanting to head. But I guess thank you. The main point was I had an idea and I wanted to get everyone's feedback on what do they want, what is missing in the industry, the music industry, and the music scene, and it kind of came down to a couple things. One is, we all need to join together as a collective, as musicians, and share ideas, resources, and even connections, right? And in doing so, we can all move up. The second piece is that we needed to have a way to have a way to like rate each other. So we can get the venues involved, we can get other bands involved, and the musicians involved, and we can all be held accountable by allowing people to score our performance, our skill, our uniqueness, in certain, in a whole bunch of different ways. So, I interviewed a lot of musicians, and we put it online for people to vote, and it came down to what does it take to be the best of the best in Utah. And certain things were like, you need to have a social following, you need to have original music, you need to be able to play for a certain amount of time. So we put all this information together and we decided that we'd have these certain benchmarks for bands to hit to become certified bands. So the idea is, and we also asked people, hey, should this be a free thing? Should we just all volunteer to do stuff? How should this thing fly? And everyone's response on average is about $48 a year per musician. So we came up with a plan to allow people to join this collective for $50 per musician, and in doing so, you can create or manage one band. So if you're in one band and you want one band to be a part of this, you guys can pull the resources together for $50 for 1 year, and one person's going to be in charge of that. So if, for example, for me, I play the drums, so if I wanted to have a band as part of the collective, I'd pay my $50, I'd create my profile under my name, and put the instrument or instruments that I play, and create my band, add the members to the band, and now we're off. And from here, we can make arrangements with venues. So we want to book a show, right? And there's been times where you're trying to book a show with someone, and you're sending text messages. People in the band don't know what the arrangements are, and sometimes you don't feel like you got paid appropriately, and the online tool will allow you guys to work with the venue, create the arrangement, both agree upon it, and then that event will now become a verified event on the calendar. After the event happens, the venue can rate you guys as a band, and you can rate the venue as a venue. So you can say, hey, we committed to this, this, and this. The venue delivered perfectly. They provided a good turnout, blah, 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 blah. The venue can say, hey, this band brought a whole bunch of people. I endorse these guys. These guys are awesome. So the trick is, you now played at a venue, and the bigger the venue, the better the endorsement, and it builds you credibility to play your next gig and get more shows. It also helps venues to say, hey, I want to get some new talent in here. Where do I go? Which bands are good? They can use this tool to see which bands are good. So that's the basic idea. It's kind of like, you guys use LinkedIn, show of hands? Do you know about LinkedIn? So it's basically like a LinkedIn for musicians in the Utah music scene. So as far as I know, nothing like this exists, and it's still, we almost have completed. It should be about a month or so away. So that's one piece, right? So the LinkedIn piece is the one piece. The next is, if you reach these certified benchmarks for a band, then the collected money from the bands and venues that pitch in are going to be used to promote the band. So we're going to be paid for pay-per-click advertising, social network advertising. We'll have people call on your behalf. We're growing a network of contacts in and outside of Utah, with venues in and outside of Utah. And we're going to highlight these certified bands. So again, let's say you're a musician and you have a band that hits these certain benchmarks, and you just sign up when the site goes live. You're instantly a certified band if you hit the benchmarks. And for your $50, you're going to get pool of money to help promote your band. Okay? If you're not there yet, if you're beginning or you don't hit all the benchmarks, you're obviously going to know what they are, and you're going to try to aim to hit all these benchmarks. And as soon as you do, then you're in that certified category, and you're off. Either way, just by being a musician in the band, you're building credibility as a musician and or a band. And that's another thing I've experienced in my musical life. You go out there, you advertise your band, you play your heart out. People learn to know your band through billboards, through magazines, through online, whatever. And if the band breaks up, which it never does, right? Because you're the same band you were in the past 30 years. But if it does happen to break up, the band name disappears, and you're some Joe Blow schmuck who no one knows who you are, right? And so, if with this tool you guys can build this history or profile of all the bands you played in, the successes that they've had, and you can kind of carry this momentum. So when other musicians are looking for you, they can say, oh, that Joe Blow actually played in some cool bands that I remember enjoying them perform. Yeah, I think he's a great guitar player. I want to get this guy in my band and create a project with this band. So the idea is to get everyone together, venues, bands, musicians, to help each other out. We all work together, and in the process, there's no contracts. If you make a $1,000 gig through this tool, you don't pay any fees at all. You just pay a one-time a year $50 fee per musician. Everyone in your band can be a paying member, and therefore they can all have their own profile. If you guys have to have spin-off projects, again, one musician create one band, and then you can have members of that band, but they won't have a personal profile. So that's kind of the general basis of the idea.